4th, 2025 home game for the U15A Mariners against Chebucto. We are missing Tristan David still out with a broken wrist, and Mason Anderson out with a broken collarbone, I hear. Not a hockey injury. Alright, so we got Logan and Nets tonight, as always. Looks like we're starting with Pye, Arnold, Switch, Wilson, and Derlin. Face-off push through. Chebucto pick it up inside their own end, push it out to center. They'll pull it up to the line, shoot it into the zone. That'll go all the way across. Marcus over to chip it up. Chip it up to Jesse. He gets it out. Comes to Gavin. He'll bring it up over center and over the blue line. Tries to make a move. Hits a skate. Knocked away by Chebucto. They'll get it to the line. Kept in there by Pye. Arnold picks it up, pushes it to the corner. They'll go around the back of the net. Pye gets chase. He'll lay a hit there. Puck comes around to the corner. Pye lays another hit. Still battling down the corner. Puck comes free to Derlin. He'll wind up and shoot. Block is saved by the goalie. Goes to the corner. Chebucto get it to the line. Kept in there by Jesse. Now we'll chip it out of the zone. Bring it out over center. That shot. Derlin gets a stick on it. Steers it to the corner. Poked around by Wilson. Just tops over Derlin's stick. Passed out front. A backhand. Wilson gets a stick on that, so it doesn't go on goal. Chipped up to the line, kept in there. Chebucto push it back into the corner. Wilson will pick it up there. They'll go around. That'll get to, I think it was Brown there. Chip past him, pass back out front. Wilson steps up. He'll pass that up to Wes, just off his stick. Wilson chips it back up to center, picked up by Chebucto there. Driving wide shot, steer to it. Logan kicks that aside. Puck picked up by Brody. He'll push it into the zone. West in to pick it up. He'll shoot from a sharp angle. Stop. Bounces back to him in the corner. He'll chip it back to the point. Lewis shot in, tips. Blocker saved by the goalie. He'll come back out. Bigger able to keep it in at the point. He'll chip it across. Comes to West. He'll push it out front to Brody. His shot stopped. Out for the whistle. Off, picked up by Chebucto off the draw. Looks like a penalty coming up to us here. Chebucto pick it up in their own end. Picked up by Gavin. I think Gavin's getting the penalty here. So Gavin gets 2 for hooking. So with 12:45 to go in the first period, no score. Chebucto to the power play. Face off, one back to the point. Pushed into the corner. Caleb knocks the player off the puck there. Battle in the corner. He'll keep battling. Comes free to Halloran. He'll fire that all the way down. Goalie will steer that aside. Will gives chase. Chipped up by Chebucto. They'll bring it up over the blue line now. Up over center. Into the zone. Makes a nice move there. Shot. That goes over the net. Comes around. Will. Push back towards the corner. Push back to the point by Chebucto. Back into the corner. Goes around the net. Aiden back to pick it up there. He'll take a hit, but puck comes to the line and out. Chipped out by Landon. Will gives chase. Shabukto pick it up there at the blue line now. Shabukto pick it up, push it into the zone. They pick it back up in the zone here, take it back towards the blue line, pass across, it's a skate, gets out of the zone. Brody knocks it away, still bouncing around. Shabukto pick it back up at center, they'll fire that in deep. But the backboards come to Aiden behind the net. They'll fire that out, and that'll get all the way down. 30 seconds left in the power play for Shabukto now. Puck chip back in by Brody. Get to the line. Chipped out by Shabukto. Good chase, icing. 10:56 to go in the first period. 11 seconds left in the Shabukto power play. No score. Face off, pushed into the corner. Comes back towards the line. Jesse chips it back towards the corner. Brody on it. Fighting for it in the corner. Penalty over now. Puck pushed back down behind the net. Shabukto push it around. High over to stop it by the Zamboni doors. He's got 3 people on him there. It's chipped out. Shabukto pick it up. Gavin gets a stick in there. Knocked away before he can get a shot. Shabukto pick it up. Drive in wide. Logan will grab that between his arm and his body. Face off, one back. Dylan goes behind the net for Caleb. He'll go up the boards to West. He'll try to chip it up to Gavin. Gavin chips it out of the zone. Stanley gives chase, and Gavin knocks down a clearing attempt. Shabukto will pick it back up. Gavin pokes it back behind the net. Brown there to push it back for Gavin. He tries to pass out front, just rolls off his stick. Shabukto chip it out towards center. Now they're going to call a penalty there. I didn't actually think that was Gavin's stick.
I didn't think it was his.
So 9:45 to go in the first period. No score. Shabukto back to the power play here. One out to the slot. Shot. Logan gets a toe on it. Then hits the post. Cleared back to the line. Kept in there. Shot through. Hits a body. Logan grabs it. Holds it for the whistle. Scramble off the draw, still in feet. Brody picks it up, pushes it towards the boards. He'll chip that up. Will gives chase. He'll pick it up in the corner. Keep battling for it. Puck comes free, push towards the front of the net. Shabukto pick it up there. Skate it up to center. Bigger chips that back down. Shabukto pick it up, skate it over center. In over the line. Shot through. Grabbed by Logan. Out for the whistle. Face off, chipped out off the face off. That'll get down into the Shabako zone. Less than a minute left in the power play now. Shabako come around their own net. I'll push that back around the other way. Norwood steps up, chips it back in. Shabako have to regroup. Bring it out over center. Up over center now and over the line. Shot in. Stopped by Logan. Rebound cleared away and chipped out. Allen in on the forecheck here. Playing forward tonight, I believe. Comes back to Aiden. His slap shot off the goalie's toe. Comes all the way down. Norwood back after it. They'll try to push it around to Aiden. They'll fire that up the boards. They kept in at the point. Shot through. Aiden gets a stick on, knocks it wide. We'll get it back. It's cleared out. And that's going to be icing, I think, because the penalty's... Oh, penalty's over. Gavin out of the box. Chips it out front to Wes. He'll shoot. They get a stick on it. Puck comes to Gavin. He tries to get to Wes again. Knocked away. Shabako get it to the line. Marcus keeps it in. He'll shoot through. Grabbed by the goalie and held for the whistle. It's 7:30 to go in the first period. No score. We got Wes, Burgess, Brown, Derlin, and Wilson out there. Off the face-off, steps in. Wes grabbed it, took a quick shot. Goalie made a save. Puck comes back to Derlin. He'll shoot through. Stopped by the goalie. Wes was there trying to get the tip. Poke back behind the net to Wes. He'll pick it up behind the net. He'll reverse. Try to pass it out front. Hit some skates. Comes free to Brown. Gets poked off his stick before it gets through. Marcus picks it up, checks it back into the zone. Shabako back to pick it up behind their net now. Shabako knocked away just outside the line. Brody picks it up. Shabako picked that up, skate out of the zone now. Then over the line. Derlin pushes him towards the corner. Makes a play on the puck there, comes to Will. He'll pass it around. Derlin picks it back up, goes back to Will. And into the corner now. Will poke it up to Burgess, hopped over his stick, came to Brown. He gets it out of the zone, but Shabako will pick it back up at center. Carried in. Shot. Stopped by Logan, held for the whistle. Off one to the corner. Lewis in there battling. Puck comes free to Shabako. Bigger steps in, knocks the player away. We got some stuff going on in front of the net there. We got a penalty coming up. So looks like Genix is getting a penalty here, 2 for hit contact. With 5:57 to go in the first, and no score. Face off, pushed back to the point by Shabako. Shot through, Logan kicks that aside. Switch picks it up, he'll fire that all the way down. Puck comes free to Bigger. At the point, he pokes it back into the zone. Shabako pick it up. They'll push it out to center now. Pass across. Gets all the way across. Bigger will grab it. He'll fire that all the way down. Minute 25 left in the power play for Shabako. Shabako's passed up. It's a stick. Comes free. That comes all the way down. That'll be icing. No, I guess they waved it off. Fired down. High in there, knocks that pass away. Chebucto pick it up now behind their own net, pass it up the boards. Out towards center. High gets a stick on it, comes back to Norwood. He goes across to Aiden. He'll fire that down. Chip back up by Chebucto. Offside. .432 left in the first. 35 seconds left in the Chebucto power play. No score yet. Face-off cleared down by Eastern Shore. 30 seconds to go in the penalty now. That pass by Chebucto hits the side of the net. West picks it up. He tries to go across to Aiden. Just gets out of the zone though. So Aiden will chip it back in. Goalie plays it to the corner. That chip out. Picked off by West. He'll turn, shoot. Stopped, rebound. Stopped. Pass back out front. Shot. That goes wide. Brody picks it back up behind the net. He tries to go. Aiden picks it up. He'll shoot towards the net. Chebucto get a stick on that. Knock it away. Penalty over now. West over battling for it. Puck comes free to Chebucto. They'll push it around the net. Aiden pinches in. Keeps it in deep. Puck comes out to West. His backhand out front. Chebucto pick it up. He'll skate it up over center now, then over the line. Pass across. Good stick there by Aiden. Chips it out of the zone for West. He'll pick it up. Bring it in over the blue line. Cuts across, turns and shoots. That goes just wide. Puck behind the net for Brown now. Stuck in his feet here. Chipped out. Marcus able to keep it in, pushed it into Gavin, who chips it into the corner. And they'll give chase. Comes back to Marcus. He'll push towards the net. That gets tipped. Goes to the corner. Chebucto chip it up the boards, blocked by Will. Puck comes free to Chebucto again. They'll chip it out to center. That gets through Marcus and gets down into our zone. Gets it up to Will. Back to Marcus. He'll chip it around for Derlin. He'll go back around the net for Will. Will picks it up behind the net. Puck will come up to Switch. He'll bring it up. Knocked away just outside the blue line. Gets into the zone though. He'll push it in deep. Gavin goes for a change. Will gives chase. It's pushed to the corner. Chebucto pick it up behind the net. Landon in to put some pressure on him. Puck comes free to Will. He'll turn and shoot. That goes wide. Puck comes back out. Landon, his backhand hits a leg. Comes back to Dylan. He throws it towards the net. Comes to Brody. He'll wind up and shoot. That goes just wide. Just missed the top corner. Dylan steps in, keeps it in deep, gets it to Will. Over to Brody, and he tucks it through the 5-hole. 1-0 Mariners with 1:43 to go in the first period. Face off, push back to Aiden. He'll chip it up to Pye. Pye chips it in over the line. Chebucto get it out. Aiden pushes it back into the zone. Chebucto pick it up there. That'll come out. That's offside. Face-off pushed into the Chebucto zone now. Chipped up to center. Blocked there by Aiden. He'll push it to Switch, who pushes it in deep. Aiden gives chase. Pushed around by Shabukto. Pie in. There's a hit in the corner. Puck comes to Shabukto. They'll skate it up to center now. Stops just outside the blue line. Knocked away there. Aiden will pick it up. Chip back out of the zone. Comes to Aiden again. He'll push it through to Pie. Got a penalty coming up. Pie gets two here. Not quite sure what for. Maybe interference. You didn't see it, but face off. Pushed out. That's chipped out of the zone by Wes. 40 seconds left in the first period here now. Shabukto chipped that up to center. Marcus steps up, knocks it away. Chipped into the zone by Brody. Tries to hop it to the front of the net, just hits a stick. We'll push it around. 20 seconds to go in the period now. Derwin keeps that in. Hits a skate. Comes to Shabukto. Pass across, hits a stick. West gets to it. He'll fire that. They'll get to the line, kept in though. Shot through, goes behind the net. That'll be the period. So after one, Eastern Shore lead 1-0. Shabukto will start second period with 1 minute and 12 seconds left in their power play. All right, back for the second period. Face-off chipped into the Shabukto zone. Brown gets a stick in there. Kicks it into the corner. Shabukto push it behind their net. Will goes in, just misses the hit there. Passed up by Shabukto, brings it up to center. Up over the red line now. Bigger gets a stick in there, knocks that out of the zone. Passed across. Will pick that up and he'll fire that all the way down. 40 seconds left in the penalty now. Shabukto pick it up behind their net. Bring it up this side. Pass it across to center. Jennings gets a stick in there. Bigger steps up, knocks it away. Brown picks it up. He'll push it into the zone. 20 seconds left in the Shabukto power play here. We'll push it back this way. That'll hit the leg. Come to Jesse. Just knocked off his stick before he could get a shot. Shabukto pick it up. Got into the middle. Shot through. Glove by Logan. Held for the whistle. There is actually 1 second left in the Shabukto power play here. Face-off, push to the corner. Penalty over now. Pushed around behind the net. Norwood gives chase. That's pushed out of the zone by Jesse. Comes free, comes back to Jesse. He'll tip it over to Aiden. Penalty for Chebucto coming up. That comes free to Chebucto. Chebucto get 2 for head contact and another 2 for head contact, so he's actually getting 4 minutes here. 2 separate penalties though. So we'll start the power play with Wes, Will, Brody, Aiden, and Liam. Face off one back to Liam. He pushes it back to Will. Back to Liam. He'll step in and shoot. That gets tipped. Doesn't make it to the net. Wes over to pick it up. He'll pass it back to Aiden at the point. He'll come in off the side. His pass in. Hits Will's stick. Back to Derlin. He'll wind up and shoot. That hits a leg just before it gets to the net. Goes wide. Aiden back to Wes towards the point. Wes shoots through. That's tipped. Stopped. Rebound. Hits the side of the net. Comes free. Puck comes free to Wes again down the corner. He'll push it around behind. That gets through Will. Gets around to Liam. He'll push it in for Burgess. Down for Will. Back to Derlin. Back to Will in the corner. Just hopped over his stick. Puck comes free though to Burgess. He'll pass out front. Hits a stick. Aiden will step in, keep that in. Push it back in towards Brody. He'll push behind the net for Will. Puck comes out to West. Just slid under his stick. Comes back onto his stick. His shot hits the stick, goes high. Brody pushes it back behind the net for Will. This pass to West. Knocked away before West could get a good shot on. Puck comes back towards the point. Aiden keeps it in. That shot hits something, goes just wide. Brody pushes it through. That comes back to Derlin now. Makes a nice move at the line. He'll step in and he'll shoot. That gets tipped just wide again. In towards the corner. Aiden chips in, keeps it in there deep. Puck comes to West behind the net. He'll push it back for Will. Gets through him to Aiden. They go back to Will. He'll try to kick it out front. That's going to get cleared out to center. That was almost 2 minutes of pressure in the zone there. Picked up. Pushed in by Brown. He'll pick it back up behind the net. He'll go wide. He'll go back to Derlin. Derlin across to Marcus. He'll shoot in. That goes just wide. Gets stuck on the back of the net. Knocked free by Gavin. Hops back on there. Gavin knocks it free again. He'll walk out front. He'll take a shot. That hits a leg. Rebound to Stanley. His shot blocked. And then I think Landon had a shot in there. Stopped by the goalie. It's got 10:52 left in the second period. 1:37 in the Eastern Shore power play. Eastern Shore lead 1-0. Face off one right to the front. Brown gets a shot on net, stopped, rebound, cleared to the point, kept in by Wilson. He'll push it up to Brown. That gets down into the corner, in behind the net now, fired around. Bigger able to keep it in there, chips it back into the corner. Pass back out, that'll come to Bigger at the point. He'll shoot it through. Landon gets a stick on it. Comes to Switch, who had a shot. Goalie stopped it with his face. Comes back to Switch. He'll push it back down behind for Landon. Landon tries to go front, hits a stick. Gets to the net. Goalie grabs it for the whistle. 10:19 left in the second period. 1:04 left in the power play for Eastern Shore. Face off one to Jesse. His shot stopped. Goes to the far side. Dylan steps in. Keeps it in deep. Jesse blocks that clearing attempt. Bigger steps in. Keeps it in. Pass out front by Jesse. Hits Aiden, who was tied up out front. They'll pick it up in the corner. Block lead starting. Shabukto clear that down. Caleb picks it up there. Gonna pass that up. Shot in from center. Goes wide. Comes to Dylan. He'll push it around to Bigger. That pass hits a stick. Shabukto tip it back in. Get it back out to center. We'll get out of the zone. Shabukto pick it back up, chip it in. Picked up by Pye. Make a move at center. Skates right through that check attempt. Shot in, kicked out front. Brody after it. I'll get back to Jesse. He'll keep that in. He'll shoot. Nice tip and scores. Burgess with his second of the night makes it 2-0 Mariners. He tipped the Arnold shot down and then put in the rebound. So we're at 9:18 left in the second period. Mariners take a 2-0 lead. Aiden chips that up past center. Shabukto chipped that back out. Pushed into the zone. Norwood over to pick it up. The backhand up the boards. Pushed up to Switch now. Switch will go up to Wes. He'll bring it in over the line. He'll shoot quickly. Kicked aside by the goalie. Pushed back towards the point. Kept in by Norwood there. Chipped out by Shabukto. Aiden back to pick it up. We'll go to Wes. He'll bring it up over center. In over the line now. Get knocked off his stick. Kept in. Pass across the net. Kept in again. Stanley picks it up. His shot hits a body out front. Wes picks it back up. His shot hits a leg. To the line. West pushed it back towards the line. Chipped in by Jackson. It's fired around. Aiden will keep that in. He'll fire it through. Oh, tipped by the defense. The goalie makes a last second kick save. Good adjustment. Puck comes down for Derland into our end now. He'll go up to West. He'll turn inside our line. Carries it up over the line. Pass across. Nice save by the goalie there. Brown was there to try to tip that in. Puck comes back to Brody. Just knocked off his stick. Puck chipped out by Shabukto. They'll bring it in now. Over the line. Brody gets a stick in, knocks it away. Push it around for Derland. He'll go after Will. Knocked off his stick at center. Shabukto pick it back up, but blows it just inside the line. Will pushes it up. It's into the zone. Oh, we're offside, I guess. Shabukto pick it up in their zone. Come across this side, then back up to the middle. Battle by the boards. Halloran chips that out. Will's just not quite able to get a stick on it. Pushed back in by Shabukto. Marcus picks it up. He'll go to Will. He'll go all the way across for Liam. He'll chip it up to Landon. He'll chip it into the zone. Gives chase into the corner. Brody picks it up behind the net. So pass it front. Will with a quick shot. I'm not sure if that just went wide or if it was stopped. Shot in by Bigger. That's saved. Will knocks away that clearing attempt. Puck comes free out front. Landon gets a shot at it. Hits a skate. Bounces around. Will gets a couple of shots. Go wide. Shabukto pick it up. Puck back down to the corner. Shabukto push it back down behind their own net. Landon over to push it back in deep. Landon pushed it across the front of the net. Picked up by Shabukto on the other side. Kept in by Bigger. He'll wind up and shoot. Oh, that hit the inside of the post and came back out. Brody trying to wrap around. Tries to get out front. Puck sitting out front. That's fired down. That'll be icing. 5:30 to go in the second period. Mariners lead 2-0. Face off, push back to Bigger. He'll wind up and shoot. Stopped by the goalie. I don't think he saw it coming. Shabukto pick it up. Kept in at the line by Pye. Still there. Switch tries to push it through. Gets through to the boards. Push towards the line. Bigger steps in. Keeps it in. Bigger push it down towards the net. That'll go in behind. Shabukto pushed out up the boards. But comes free. Switch pushed it towards the net. Goes just wide. Arnold gives chase in the corner. The puck comes out. Bigger steps up, pushes it back in deep. Shabukto will fire that down. That won't make it, I don't think. Dylan back to pick it up.
I meant to give it to you last night and then went in and out this morning.
Pass up the Pie. Just got under his stick, but Jesse's there to knock it away. Flick it up and bring it in over the line. He'll shoot. Shot. Rebound. Cleared away by the D. Comes back to the point. Bigger has it just knocked off his stick as he's going for a shot. Dylan knocks that away. Pye in to pick it up now. He'll push it into the zone and give chase. Switch picks it up, throws it to the net. Kick to the corner by the goalie. Pye in after it. He'll pick it up. Knocked off his stick, pushed to the boards. They'll come back to Norwood at the point. His shot through, stopped by Shabukto player. Stanley in to knock that player, the puck off that player's stick. Shabukto into the corner. Comes back to Norwood at the point. He'll shoot through. That'll hop through everybody, just go wide. Brown after it. He'll go back to Aiden at the point. He'll shoot through. Tipped by Wes. Right onto Brody's stick. Puck's on the outside of the net there. Whistle goes. 3:40 to go in the second period. Mariners lead 2-0. Face off, one back to Wes. His shot hit something, goes wide. Pushed around, Norwood in. Chip just past him, but kept in by Aiden at the point. He'll chip it up to Brown, who chips it in behind the net for Brody. Brody tries to push it around. I'll get all the way around. Aiden in deep. Picks it up, brings it back towards the point. Chips a backhand in to Brody. His pass out front hits a stick. Norwood comes in. He'll get a shot through. Goalie grab that, hold it for the whistle. Face off, one across. Shabukto pick it up. Derlin gets a stick in there though and keeps it in. Will with it, down by the boards. He's knocked down. Now we get blown down. off, picked up by Shabukto. Derlin though stiffs a stick in. Shot by Halloran. Held for the whistle. Face off, picked up by Will. He'll cut across the front, goes to Derlin. He'll push it into the corner for Halloran. Halloran chips it behind for Will. Whoa, Will gets hit from behind there. Picked up by Shabukto. Shot out, chipped into the zone. Back to pick it up. Shabukto player has it hop over his stick. Pushed up by Liam for Will. Will knocks it away at the line. Puck comes to Halloran. He'll shoot. Goalie stops it. Goes behind the net. Pushed back out front. Goalie didn't know where it was. Shabukto pick it up though. Marcus gets a stick in on that clearing attempt. That'll come back to Liam. He'll chip it up to Halloran. He'll get in over the line now. He'll shoot. Blocker save. Looks like we're getting a penalty for interference here. Well, it looks like Derlin's getting 2 for interference here with 1:46 left in the second. He's off one to Bigger. His clearing attempt hits a leg. It'll end up coming back around. Shabukto keep it in at the point. That shot goes wide. Comes all the way around to the other D. Pushes it in deep. That pass attempt hits some skates. Chip to the boards. Shabukto able to pick it back up. Push it into the corner. Knocked away behind the net. That'll come back to the point. Shot through. That hits Bigger's leg, I think, on the way through. Goes wide. Shot. That'll go wide and all the way around. Tipped down by Arnold. Jesse in after it behind the net. He'll chip it out. That'll come to Aiden. He'll wind up and shoot. That goes wide. That'll come all the way around and all the way down. Norwood back after it. He'll get it across to Aiden. He just slips under his stick though. He'll get there though before the Shabukto player can get a shot away. Gets to the point, kept in, shot through, goes wide. Norwood gives chase. He'll get that all the way down. 30 seconds left in the period. Burgess gives chase. They'll come back to the point. Aiden chips in, keeps it in. 20 seconds to go in the period now. Chip back in by Norwood. Chip back in again. Picked up by Shabukto behind their net. Less than 10 seconds left here now. Well, just killed it some time here. And that's the period. So after 2, Mariners lead 2-0. We'll be back for the third. fire back to the third period. Shabukto will start with a 14-second power play. Eastern Shore leading 2-0. Looks like we're starting with Wes, Brody, Caleb, and Dylan. Face off one back to Bigger. He'll chip it up to Wes. He'll bring it up over the line. He'll shoot in that. It's a stick, and goes high out of play off the netting. 4 seconds left in the Shabukto power play. Face off, push back behind the net. West gives chase, penalty over now. Brody keeps that in. He'll push it into the corner. West will pick it up there. He'll come out to the hash mark, throw it to the front of the net. Gets shot down by Shabukto. Get all the way down. Icy. Face off one back to West. His shot goes just wide. Comes around. Marcus will keep it in. Throw it towards the net. Brody gets a stick on it. But then it's a skate. West in to try and keep that inside the line. He'll keep it in. Makes a move to the middle. Cuts towards the middle. Pass in to Stan. His shot stopped by the goalie. 14-10 to go in the third period. Ramble off the draw, comes to Will. He'll put it back in towards the net, gets it to Landon. His shot goes just wide. It's the outside of the net. Shabukto will pick it up. Skate it out of their zone now. Up over center, over the line. Marcus pokes that away towards the corner. He'll push it behind the net for Liam. His pass hits the back of the net. He'll pick it back up in the corner. Gets to someone. Goes to Marcus, who gets it to Gavin. He'll push it across for Landon. In over the line. He'll put it back in towards the net. Goalie gets a stick on it. That comes back to Norwood at the point. He'll wind up, shoot that through. Tipped by Helen. Chip back towards the line. Hops over Aiden's stick. He'll get back, chip that out of the zone off the boards. Comes to Halloran. He'll skate it in over the line. He'll shoot from a sharp angle. Goalie stops that, goes to the corner. He'll chip it behind. West puts it out. Comes to Aiden. He'll turn and shoot. That hits a leg in front. Shabukto will pick it up. Skate it up. They'll pass that across. Aiden will pick it up. He'll bring it up. Chip it into the zone. Pushed behind the net by Shabukto. Passed across. Kept in by Aiden. He'll put it in towards the net. Gavin just unable to get a stick on that to tip it to the net. Pushed back around behind by Shabukto. Aiden pinches in. Hop out to Pye. Just chipped off his stick. He's out. Brody off the bench, chips that out of the zone. Pye will pick it up at center. Just knocked off his stick at the line. Dylan chips that into the zone, offside. They'll win the puck back into their own zone. They'll chip it out. Dylan picks it up at center, comes across to Caleb. They'll come up to Pye. In over the line, just slides off his stick, comes to the line, kept in by Lewis. He'll push it in. Brody knocks it away. He'll shoot from a sharp angle. Stopped by the goalie. Rebound. Pushed away by Shabukto. Picked up by Pye. He'll pass it across. Dylan picks it up in the middle of the ice. He'll shoot through. That's kicked aside by the goalie. Jesse flicks that out front. Comes onto a Shabukto stick. Knocked away by Caleb. That comes out to center. He'll chip that up. Pye knocks that down. Pushes it in towards the corner. He'll drive towards the net. Bounce off that check. Gets around the other side. He gets it to Jesse. His shot through low. Scores! Arnold from Pye just slipped under the goalie somehow. Just didn't quite have the ice sealed. That's a tough one for the goalie. Makes it 3-0 Mariners with 11:19 to go in the third period. Picked up by Shabukto inside their blue line. They'll get up to center. Switch, pokes it through. Shabukto pick it back up in their own end. Puck comes around. Shabukto push that up. That's awesome. Campbell off the draw, chip to the point, kept in there by Derlin. He'll chip it down the boards. Push back out, Derlin steps in, keeps it in again. Knocked away towards the middle of the net. Brown after it, gets his stick lifted. That'll come back to Wilson at the point. His shot hits a stick, comes to a Shabukto player. He'll skate it up over center. In over the line. Derlin keeps him out wide. Puck gets chipped out now. Switch gives chase, he'll pick it up inside the zone. He'll shoot from a sharp angle. That'll go wide. Hits the front corner funny. Comes to Wes. He'll chip it across to Aiden. Makes a nice move. His shot through goes just wide. Rebound. Pass out front. Nice save by the goalie. Brown had a great chance there. That comes all the way across. Kept in by Jackson. Great skate by him to keep that in. That goes in deep. Puck in the corner there. Wes and Gavin in battling for it. Gavin gets it out front. Brown gets his stick lifted. Push behind the net. Brown picks it up. He'll push it off the boards. Comes to Wes. He'll pick it up behind the net. He'll bring it out to the blue line. He'll push it in towards the middle. Oh, that goes just wide. Got through a big crowd. Goalie, I don't think, saw it. A penalty coming up to Shabukto here. So 9:28 to go in the third period. Eastern Shore lead 3-0, and they're going to the power play. Off one to Will. He'll go back to Bigger. He'll shoot through. Tipped by Brody. Rebound. Scores! Halloran scores on the power play. 6 seconds into the power play to make it 4-0 Mariners. Nice point shot by Bigger. Tipped by Burgess. And rebound grabbed by Halloran and tucked in. Off, push back, picked up by Will. He'll chip it up to Landon. He'll push it into the zone. I'll go in around behind the net. Brody gives chase back there. Brody picks it up behind the net. He'll come back to Lewis. Lewis will shoot. That shot gets tipped away. Brody picks it up. He'll turn, shoot. shot, rebound. Gets back to the front of the net, but Shabukto pick it up there. That's chipped out. Chip pass. Lewis, bigger back to pick it up. He'll take it back behind the net. Buy himself a little more time. Lewis after it. He gets it up to Arnold. That gets out of the zone. Chip back up by Shabukto. Back out to center. Shabukto pick it up. Shot in. Grab by Logan. Felt for the whistle. A little bit of a knuckleball off one of the defense sticks. Face-off push back. Derlin pushes it around just out of Arnold's reach. Kept in at the point by Shabukto. Chip back in. Marcus will pick it up there. He'll go back behind the net. He'll go to Liam. Liam's pass. It's a couple of skates. Gets out of the zone to center. Shabukto pick it up. Still on the boards here. Derlin back to Wilson. Up to Arnold. Into the zone. Puck's still there by the door to the bench. Pushed through the corner by Arnold. Pushed around by Shabukto. That'll come to Derlin. He'll chip it back in behind. Chipped around the boards. Comes back to Wilson. He'll fire through. Stop. Steered to the corner. Shabukto pick it up in the corner. Chip it up the boards. Gavin will pick it up, push it back towards the net. Take it there by Wes. And the Shabukto player inside their zone. That comes out towards center. High tips it up. Dicey. So 7:09 to go in third period. Mariners lead 4-0. Face off 1 to Aiden. He'll take it back behind the net. He'll push it around the boards. Norwood gives chase. He'll chip that up for Switch. Just gets through under his stick. Shabukto chip it back on the boards. Switch picks it off. His pass out front just got picked up by a Shabukto player. Goes behind the net. Brown chips it back behind for Switch. Passes it out for Norwood. He'll wind up and shoot. That's stopped. Rebound sitting there. Knocked away by Shabukto. That pass attempt gets picked. Hits a skate. Comes back. Comes to Brown out front. Shot. Scores! Brown picks the top corner over the blocker side. Make it 5-0. Mariners. 6:29 to go. Shabukto pick up the puck off the face-off. Chip it down into the zone. Lewis there to pick it up. He'll push it behind the net as he's losing balance a bit. Will chips it off the boards. That'll get out of the zone to center. Shabukto fire that back in. Hits Caleb's skate. That gets pushed in. Lewis back to pick it up. He'll go up. Will chips that. Gavin gets it out of the zone. Pushed back in by Shabukto. Clear goes up the boards. Halloran tips it out just out of Switch's reach. Shabukto chip it up. Chipped out of the zone. Passed across for Halloran. Got a penalty coming up for Shabukto here. 2 to Shabukto for head contact here with 5:37 to go. Mariners to the power play again. Face off. One back to Derlin. He'll walk across, pass it across for Aiden. He'll shoot through. That hits a stick. Goes wide. Pass out front. Gets through. Shabukto able to pick it up and shoot it down. That goes behind the net. Aiden chips it over to Derlin. He'll skate it up. That just gets under Brody's stick. Shabukto pick it up, shoot it down. Tipped in over the line. Brody gets in there to knock the puck away. Puck comes to Will. He'll make a move just inside our line, bring it out to center now. In over the line now. Down towards the corner. Pass out front, hits some skates, comes to West behind the net. Puts it back to Will. Shabukto knock it away. Comes to Derlin, he'll shoot. That hits the body out front. Rebound comes out. Comes all the way back to the point for Aiden. He'll step in and shoot. That goes just wide. They'll get all the way around and down. Power end. 55 seconds left in the penalty. 4:30 left in the game. Derlin has it just top on him a little bit there. He'll stop behind the net. Go to Jesse. Jesse up to Gavin. He'll push it into the zone. Give chase down towards the corner. Pass out front, hits a skate. Puck comes free to Aiden. Gavin gets it free, pokes it behind the net. Shabukto there to pick it up. They'll chip it up. They'll actually skate out of the zone here. Stick there. Aiden picks it up. Now we get to the line, but kept in. Shot blocked by Gavin. Comes out of the zone though. .342 left in the third period. 5 seconds left in the Mariner power play. Mariners lead by 5. Face-off chipped in by Shabukto. That'll kill the penalty. Norwood goes across to Wilson. He'll go up to Jennings. Wes they hop off his stick, but then he blocked the clearing attempt by Shabukto. That'll come back to Brown on the sideboard, so push it back in for Wes. Just hops under him. I'll come to the point to Marcus. He'll shoot through. That's tipped by Wes. It was just wide. Stanley turns, gets a shot. That goes wide. Puck comes free to a Shabukto player. And over the line now. Brody's going to get called for a hook here, I think. So 3:01 to go in the third period. Brody gets 2 for hooking. So Shabukto to the power play. Face off, grabbed by Halloran and fired down. Shabukto back to pick it up. He'll take it behind the net. Will gets a stick in there. They retreat back behind the net, pass it up the side. They'll pick it up inside their own end there. Bring it up over the blue line, blocked there by Bigger. He'll chip it back out to center. Shabukto regroup. Pass across, chipped in by Shabukto. Caleb back, he'll fire that off the boards. Stopped by Halloran. His clearing attempt gets off a body and just out of the zone. Shabukto push it back in. Dylan picks it up, he'll fire that out. Picked up by Shabukto at their own blue line. Shabukto carried into the zone. Knocked away there by Dylan. Shabukto pick it up, shot through. Shot by Logan, still loose. Setting penalties here. Landon gets 2 for roughing. Shabukto gets 2 for head contact. So it'll be 4-on-4 here for 53 seconds. And maybe we'll be 5-on-4, I guess, since we have 2 in the box. Face off, push through. Carolyn tries to push it behind the net. Hits the side of the net. Marcus gets it out. They get towards the line. Jesse gets a skate on it. Kept in by Shabukto. Chipped out by Gavin, I think. So Shabukto pick it up at center. Liam steps up, pushes that towards the Shabukto zone. Chip back by Shabukto. Back to Marcus. To Jesse, that gets under his stick, but that'll get down to the Shabukto blue line. Minute 20 to go in the third period. Shabukto fire that up. Liam will grab it. He'll turn. Go around the boards for Jesse. He'll skate it up to center. He'll chip that in. Goalie will steer that to the corner. Last minute of play, and we're back to even strength. That's chipped out by Shabukto. Aiden steps up, chips that in. Like the goalie plays it to the corner. Chip that out. No, there's 2 in the box, so I'm pretty sure we're 4-on-4. 20 seconds to go. Comes to West, his shot blocked. Pushed out, picked up by Aiden, and that's game. Mariners win 5-0. We'll be back for the next